Hey, what's up everybody? This is the Jimbo Splice Gaming Project, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys the Kandor Central Tower 8-man raid. I got asked by one of the subscribers from my YouTube channel if I could help DPS this raid. They were looking for bodies, and I said sure. You know, I needed it this week anyway, because I haven't ran it yet, so I figured, yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in there and throw a little burn on it. And plus, I wanted to make sure that I show you guys, because there's been some talk about, is atomic DPS any good, even though, you know, I've put up the loadouts and showed you guys how you can run through, you know, the alerts and stuff with it. This is how well it works in a raid, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. So I wanted to help out a subscriber, and I also wanted, you know, to take the opportunity and use this, show you guys how awesome atomic DPS can be in a raid if you're using it correctly. You know, and I'm not the best in the world, but I'm good with it. So, and that's what I'm showing you guys, is how I use it in this 8-player, and you know, and I'll talk you guys through this 8-player raid as well. This is the newest one, the Kandor Central Tower. It's not hard. It really isn't. I mean, I'm just jumping in a random group here, and you know, we've got 1 tank, 1 troll, 2 healers. Usually when I run this, we only need 1 healer, but this is really a specific pug group. Like, there's nobody like teaming up from leagues and stuff in here. This is all just kind of put together, and I got asked to jump in, so I did. And these guys are pretty good. You know, the healers are good, the tank is good. He's an atomic tank, you know, just throwing that out there. And the troll did a damn good job, I think. And I didn't see any wipes, you know, at all. There were no wipes in this whole thing. Alright, so coming up on the first boss fight, you just focus on General Zod, and the tank's gonna want to keep him right where that door is, where him and where General Zod and Supergirl's mom comes out, and you just kind of want to keep him back there against that door. And around you, you'll see there's these little blue crystal pods. Most of the time, people ignore those because they don't play a huge part in it for as far as mechanics go. But if you want to, there's a feat in this where if you get the little lightning around you, or whatever the little animation is around you, if you just stop what you're doing and run to all three of those, you get a feat out of this. It's really easy. You can do it very fast. I think we did it by accident whenever I got it. And then that's it. You just kind of hang out and burn them, and everybody just kind of pins them into that corner, and it completely ignores Supergirl's mom, and you just kill the crap out of General Zod. And that's pretty much it. You know, I mean, also, you know, as long as everybody's being a team player, you know, if somebody goes down, because, you know, it happens, you know, not everybody stays alive the whole time, and, you know, and it's not your healer's fault, it just happens. You know, sometimes he picks somebody, and you gotta help out, like that guy there. You know, don't be a jerk and just focus on what you're doing. You know, help out, pick people up. And me and the other DPS ran over there to help that guy out. So, you know, be a team player, and you guys will get through this no problem. Now, I think the other 2 DPSs in here, yeah, the other 2 DPSs, they were ice, and they were both 173, and they did really well, I think. My CR kept me ahead of them. I think it was just the CR, but like I said, you know, I know how to use my trinkets, and I know how to use my combos, so my DPS with atomic is pretty good. And you know, with an expert user at the same CR as me, yes, ice will probably beat me. That's just the way they have it set up. But still, you know, nonetheless, if you use atomic correctly, you can out DPS a lot of people. It's not difficult. It just takes some practice. All right, second boss fight: Lex Luthor and Superboy. Now you're gonna see these little blue crystals are a lot closer into us. The point of those and the mechanic behind this is, whenever Superboy gets mad, like he is now, somebody goes and picks up one of those little blue crystals, and they throw it at Superboy. And right there in the chat, another one of my YouTube subscribers was asking me if I was busy. I was, so I didn't have time to respond. We were in the middle of a boss fight, so no offense, Lil Ski, but I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't stop and respond to you. We had to, you know, we're trying to get through this second boss, and if you don't focus on Lex, this can make, you know, this could turn out to be a very, very bad boss fight. This is the one where people, you know, normally wipe. The first boss fight and the last boss fight are relatively simple. But yeah, I mean, here's the other thing. So with the blue crystals and throwing them at Superboy, if you do this without anybody touching the crystals, and see, everybody's running to help the guy. See, this was a really good pug group. You know, everybody was all about, you know, helping out the team and getting it done. And I'm surprised, because most pug groups aren't like that. It's mostly a board chase. So, and I was very happy with this group, honestly. I was not surprised that we made it through that with the way that everybody was doing their jobs. You know, it was pretty good run. But anyways, so if you do not touch the crystals and don't throw them at Superboy, and you beat this boss fight, then you get another feat for not using the crystals. But there is one other tricky part to this. Superboy does kind of go ham on people, so you have to be careful. Your healers have to be on point, and also Lex Luthor, you'll see him put his AOE, which is those green circles on the ground, where he calls in he does like a call for fire and a missile strike, and if you don't roll out of that, it can hurt you. I mean, that can one-shot some DPSs and trolls and healers. But for the most part, you just focus on Lex and burn him down. And right there, I put him on his ass, and you know, we took him out. So that's the second boss fight in a nutshell. It's pretty simple. You just keep them together, make sure the tank pulls the ads as they come out of the door. And they come out of the same door that General Zod and Supergirl's mother were standing at. So that's generally where you want to tank them at. But Lex does kind of run around a little bit, so you got to chase him down. All right, so moving in through the last corridor, you're gonna burn off some of those ads and try and work your way through there as quick as possible. You know, once again, those other two ice DPS is doing a great job. The troll's doing awesome. The tank is doing his job. The healers are on point. I cannot complain about this raid group whatsoever. For pugs, they were really good. And I was nervous going into this at first. You know, I got asked to help, and then I was like, all right, you know, I'll help out, no big deal. You know, we'll see what happens. And then I was surprised. I really was. So, you know, good on them. And thanks for grabbing me. I appreciate it, helping me get, you know, a trinket. that was pretty sweet. So it's a win-win. And you know, like I pointed out earlier, Lil Ski was asking me for help with something, but I mean, he didn't specifically say what. And honestly, I have no idea, because he didn't get back to me, even though I was, and I didn't respond because I was in the middle of something. But if you guys need help, feel free to ask me too, you know, and if I'm not busy, you know, and if I can respond to you immediately, I normally do. And in no way was I trying to ignore Lil Ski. I really wasn't. I was busy, and you can see that. And hopefully, you know, he's one of my subscribers. He'll see this too, and he sees me, you know, he sees my formal apology. And you know, like I said, man, I'm sorry about that, dude. I was busy. But this is the last little section of ads right here, and we're getting ready to run into the last boss fight, which would be Doomsday, which is a fairly easy fight. There's a gun in the right-hand corner that does call for fire. And whenever he does his supercharge, it will show an icon over his head. There's the gun in the corner. Somebody picks up the gun, and when he does a supercharge over his head, you shoot it at him, and it will stop him from having that shield. See right there, the plus sign is a healer shield, meaning whenever he has that, don't use your healing powers, because it's gonna kill the group, or it's gonna cause a lot of damage to the group. If the group is pretty strong. If he has a diamond over his head, then it is a do not troll. Do not use any controller powers. And if it is a flame over his head, do not use any of your DPS powers. That's the trick. And if you can manage to do all that without messing up one time, then you get a feat. It's a 50-pointer, and it's pretty sweet. Oh wait, no, it might be a 25-pointer. Either way, it's a feat, and it was glitched at first, but it seems to be working now, because I was able to get it with another group. But yeah, and if you can do it without shooting him at all, you get another feat. I mean, this I've got all the feats from this DLC, and it was pretty easy, and the raid is pretty easy too. I was surprised, and I'm actually, you know, I'm a little grateful for that, because it's for accessories, and I don't feel like we should be trying to kill ourselves to get accessories. You know, ring necklaces and utility belts. That's a little, you know, ridiculous. Like the last time, I think it was Blackest Night, and we had to fight Necron at the end, and that was the longest waiting period with those pods you had to throw into the mist containers you had to throw into the vortex. That was so ridiculous how long that would take, and it was for what? For a utility belt or a necklace? Come on, man. Alright, well, that's the end of it. It's pretty simple. I had a good time. I appreciate those guys picking me up. Thanks for the purple trinket. I needed it. And anytime you guys need help, just let me know. You can see there on the leaderboard, I got 13 million output in damage. Fantastic for Atomic, I think. Alright guys, well thanks for tuning in. That's all for me. I'll see you next time. Later.